Olympic National Park. Oh my gosh. This park is famous for its mountains, beaches, and Twilight. Kidding, mostly.
This is so cool.
This visit is extra special because it is my 40th national park, which is just honestly so crazy to say. My dad and I were expecting stunning and diverse scenery, but we were not expecting the amount of animal encounters we were going to have, including one of my favorite wildlife experiences to date. Of course, it wouldn't be an adventure if it was not a little chaotic.
The mosquitoes are really out tonight. No vampires allowed past this point. Early bird gets the worm. Well, it got kind of close to me.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Somewhat abandoned. Not very excitingly named.
So come along for the journey to beautiful, magnificent Olympic.
So today we are driving from North Cascades down to Olympic, and it's supposed to be about 4 or 5 hours? Theoretically. And then we'll set up camp there tonight. I've always wanted to go to Olympic. It was where Twilight was set, and people say a lot of good things about it.
Just a quick side note, yes, I know Olympic is a beautiful park and should be known for more than just Twilight, but I really like Twilight.
And it's gonna be our last park in Washington State, which is kind of crazy. But we're gonna be there for a good chunk of time, so that'll be fun. But yeah, today we're gonna road trip down there. Do you know the main characters?
There's that guy.
Do you know his name? There's 2 guys actually.
Yeah.
What, do you know either of their names?
No, it's been so long since
It was like team blank.
Don't know. Then there's the girl.
Yeah, do you know the girl's name?
No. Forgot. It's been a while.
Oh my gosh. Okay, officially in National Park number 40, Olympic. It was a pretty smooth drive. We set up the tent and then I went down to very briefly explore Lake Crescent because we're staying at a campground right on it basically, and Lake Crescent is beautiful. I definitely want to go swimming in there at some point, but yeah, it's like 6:30, maybe 7 p.m. So we're just gonna chill, enjoy the night, and then hit the ground running in Olympic tomorrow. The mosquitoes are really out tonight, so I'm kind of eating dinner looking like this. My dad is
Lightweight.
One of the reoccurring themes of our time in Olympic is, believe it or not, the ducks. They make the cutest noise in the water. And they were so friendly, probably too friendly, but I was just totally obsessed with them and basically came down to visit them every night.
Our evening walk was lovely, but we are gonna probably go to bed because there is a lot of this park that we get to explore tomorrow. It is a beautiful morning. We got up a little earlier than we naturally would, and we are headed to the Hurricane Ridge Visitor Center today. We are driving along Lake Crescent because we stayed there last night, and it is just stunning. I didn't get it on video, but we just saw a bald eagle flying over top of the lake, so that was a cool way to start the day.
We gradually began the long, stunning, emphasis on stunning, drive up to the Hurricane Ridge area of the park.
There's an abandoned, somewhat abandoned, ski slope on this little overlook trail. Okay, at the trailhead to hike Hurricane Hill, we got one of the last spots in the whole parking lot, which is pretty sweet because we were gonna walk from the other parking lot. This is a pretty short paved trail that's supposed to have excellent views.
It's actually not short. It's 1.6 miles one way.
So it's like a 3-mile hike. How are you doing so far?
So far, so good.
This trail is steep, there's no doubt about that, but it does have some exceptional views, and it's paved all the way up. We made it to the top.
The views up here were really stunning. It was kind of a steep hike, but I definitely think it's worth it. When you get to the top and you can just see for miles and miles and miles, and it's 360 in all direction, it's pretty worth it.
Okay, honestly, not a super easy trail. Very, very pretty. The views at the top are absolutely spectacular. So we're gonna chill for a little bit and then probably make our way back down.
We learned a little bit, took some cool videos, ate some food, and then eventually headed back down the mountain. Going down is obviously so much easier than going up, and pretty soon we were back.
Done. Oh man, what a hike. Plan is now we're going to stop at the visitor center. Hopefully there will be a film or something. I do want to get some sort of, I don't know, souvenir from this park, so see what they have and then make our way back to our campsite. One thing about this park is because it's so diverse, it's super spread out, so kind of no matter where you base yourself, you will be spending some time in the car, but that's okay. That just means a lot of time to see this place.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're ever visiting a national park, please stop at the visitor centers. They are so cool and have such a wealth of knowledge to them to give you a better appreciation for where you're visiting. And there are oftentimes rangers there that can give you trip planning advice.
Once again, dinner time with the mosquito net on. Today was really fun. I'm having the same thing for dinner that I always have. Night 2 in Olympic National Park. What's he doing? Good morning. Today we are doing some trails around the Lake Crescent area. The plan is to do Mount Storm King, Marymere Falls, and then maybe Duc Falls, which isn't quite in the Lake Crescent area, but it's close. Last night was super peaceful. This morning has been super chill so far. Just excited to get out hiking and exploring.
Marymere Falls is really a lovely trail. I actually cannot recommend it enough. It's about a mile, super family friendly, big reward for very little effort, and you just get to walk through the beautiful, stunning Olympic rainforest vibe. I cannot recommend it enough. It's absolutely beautiful.
This is where bears like to hibernate, down there, right?
I don't know, man. There's just something about a waterfall, something about a massive amount of water tumbling over the side of a cliff, basically. And Duc Falls is truly stunning, just with the rush of power that it has.
Good job.
Okay, so after that hike, my dad and I went on just kind of a random small one on the side of the road. It was like a little pull off to a nature trail, and I unfortunately don't have the name of it, but it was really spectacular, and I kind of had a mental breakdown there a little bit. So this whole year, I've been struggling a lot with death a little bit, and grieving, and just the you know, the shortness of life. And these trees were really beautiful to me because, and a big theme of this trip, something that I've noticed in multiple parks, is when the trees die, they're then used as saplings. The forest floor is so competitive that a dead tree provides more space for saplings to grow. It seems very simple, but you know, this year has been really hard, and thinking about that and just the constant cycle of life gave me a certain amount of peace, and hopefully it gives you some too. After that, we made our way back to the campsite.
Good morning. We're at Ruby Beach. Very, very early. It's not even 6 a.m. We are here because this is when is a good time to go to the tide pools. So you have a really limited, small amount of time, and some days you can't even see them. The peak time today is this morning. So we got up really early, drove an hour and a half here, and are now gonna go see if we can find some sea creatures. This is crazy. I am the only one out here right now. Early bird gets the worm.
It's tough to find words that fully do this experience justice and why it was so cool to me. Maybe it's the fact that you kind of have to work for it. These tide pools are not available all the time, and these animals can be sometimes difficult to see. Maybe it was just the sheer tenacity of these sea creatures. Like, they all belong in the ocean, a cold ocean at that, and they are out here braving the elements in the air for hours and hours on end, just clinging to the rocks. Maybe it's just the beauty of these creatures. The PNW can be kind of dark and gray, and I think that's beautiful, but these pops of color everywhere, oh my goodness. I still think about these tide pools every single day, and for some reason this experience struck a chord with me, and it truly is one of the coolest things I've ever done.
This is pretty amazing. There's no one here, and there's animals and sea life everywhere. It is really stunning, and we're not even at low tide yet, and there's still so much that I can see.
So I think the water goes over something like that. People get caught on the other side of it.
That could be dangerous. I see it. How's this morning been for you?
Oh, this is pretty cool. Epic.
Epic.
This might go without saying, but if you do ever visit these tide pools, which I hope you do, I think everyone should experience them, please be gentle to the creatures. Do not pick them up. Don't even touch them. Don't poke them. They're just trying to survive in a really, really harsh climate.
Okay, that was amazing. Probably one of the coolest things we've ever done. Definitely worth getting up early for it, because we had the whole place to ourselves for a little bit of time, and we literally saw millions of starfish and anemone. It's so funny, when we saw the first starfish, we were like, oh thank goodness, and I thought we weren't gonna see any anemone, but there were so many. That was so cool. Now for a quick rest, and then hopefully we're gonna go see another beach. Probably won't be at low tide, but that's okay. Okay, we're now at beach number 4. Not very excitingly named, but hopefully a cool one to see.
We were able to see kind of the tail end of some of the tide pools at beach 4, and even though it was the bare end, it was still absolutely one of the coolest, stunning, beautiful things I've ever seen. And at the very end of our time there, we came across this little guy.
Okay, not quite sure if that was a fox or a coyote. Okay, another super cool beach. This one we caught right as low tide was kind of ending, but we were still able to see a bunch of things. Honestly, the highlight was that coyote or fox that we still don't know which one it is, but that was really cool. It got kind of close to me. And then we admired some driftwood, and now we're going to the big cedar tree, which is not a beach, but I imagine a tree has to be pretty big around here to have its own special exhibit. The summer came for us. This is indeed one gigantic tree. Okay, we are now headed to Rialto Beach, which is another famous beach in the area. Fun Twilight fact. So apparently, if you know Twilight, you know that the treaty between the vampires and the werewolves exists between Forks and the Indian reservation where Jacob lives. Apparently, on this road that we're about to turn on, there is a sign somewhere that says no vampires allowed past this point. So there's not too many Twilight things. There is a little bit. We drove through Forks really briefly. I was doing some more research because it was never filmed here. It's just the inspiration. But definitely want to see that sign. Definitely want to see the Forks, welcome to Forks sign, because I'm a huge Twilight fan. But we're about probably 20 minutes away from the beach now. And yeah, it's gonna be really beautiful. The beaches have been super cool today. Fantastic, wouldn't you agree? Yeah. They've been great. We did get up at 4 a.m. this morning though, so we are getting a little tired. Morale's still high. Okay, at Rialto Beach, we both took a power nap before getting out. There are much bigger waves here than at the beaches we saw this morning.
The definite theme of this beach was less tide pooling and more walking along the beach and seeing driftwood and interesting sea creatures and that kind of stuff.
What could it be? A squid? Do squids have spines? Okay, that was also a really cool beach. We saw more wildlife at that one than we have at the others, and kind of different ways. We saw a seal and we saw dolphins, which were pretty cool. Didn't get them on video or anything. We also saw lots of driftwood. It was neat. It was very cool. I think my preference might be towards the other ones that we saw today because of the tide pools, but that might have just been the time of day that we were there. So we're exhausted. We've been up since 4 a.m. and it's like 2:30 right now. So we are going to head back to the campground probably and just chill.
But of course, before we got back, we needed to stop at some of the Twilight displays. If you don't like Twilight, just skip this section. But really, what are you doing if you don't like Twilight?
Ah, this is so cool. Okay, I jumped in twice actually. It was absolutely freezing, but 100% worth it. I'm obsessed with this lake. We've come down here every single night. I just think it's so pretty and peaceful, and usually by the time we're here, no one else is because it's later in the day. Yeah, and the ducks are super funny. It's just all around like so nice. So I highly recommend the Fairholme campground at Lake Crescent. It's amazing, and the bathrooms are clean.
Did you like today?
I did. Today was special.
Oh, what was your favorite part?
Starfish, anemones.
The seal. All the
Got a
birds.
bunch of birds.
Yeah, all the birds.